All right, so the purpose of this video is to review the procedure of unit conversion. Now I've given you all of the conversion factors that you might need in order to complete these conversions. Okay, so let's look at the first example. How many centigrams are in 2.49 times 10 to the third milligrams? Okay, so really quickly, my first step, as always, is going to be to write my given. So my given here is 2.49 times 10 to the third milligrams. Okay, crisscross swish now. If you look at your conversion factors that I give you, I tell you the relationship between, and this is going to look a little weird, I tell you the relationship between milli and your base unit. So here it says millimeters, but that could have been milligrams as well. So I tell you 1 milligram equals 10 to the negative third grams. Okay? And I tell you that 1 centigram is 10 to the negative second grams. Remember, the meters and grams are interchangeable. I don't tell you the relationship between milligrams and centigrams. So unless you can do that in your head, which good on you if you can, I'm going to actually make this a two-step problem. Okay? Instead of going directly from milligrams to centigrams, I'm going to go first from milligrams. I'm going to get out of milligrams by putting it on bottom. And I'm going to first get into grams. So I'm going to put grams on top. Okay? Now I'm in grams, but I don't want to stay in grams because I'm not asked about grams. I'm asked about centigrams. So I'm going to put centigrams on top. Okay? But I do know these relationships. So the relationship between milligrams and grams. 1 milligram equals 10 to the negative third grams. Okay? And 1 centigram equals 10 to the negative second grams. Okay? So now I'm going to find my answer. So I'm going to take 2.49 times 10 to the third. I'm going to multiply that by 10 to the negative third. And I'm going to divide that by 10 to the negative second. What I get for my final answer is 2.49 times 10 to the second, and my units are centigrams. Okay? I'm going to really quickly double check sig figs and units. 2.49 has 3 sig figs, 2.49 has 3 sig figs as well. My units should be centigrams. I put centigrams, so I'm going to box off my answer. Okay. Let's look at the next example. How many centimeters cubed are in 4.5 times 10 to the negative 6 meters cubed? So first step, I'm going to put my given. So my given is 4.5 times 10 to the negative 6 meters cubed. Okay. I want to get out of meters cubed by putting it on bottom, meters cubed. And the unit I'm asked to get into is centimeters cubed. Okay. Let's look at the relationship that I'm given. I'm told 1 centimeter equals 10 to the negative second meter. So I'm going to rewrite that below. Okay. But the important thing for you to note is here I have centimeters cubed and meters cubed. I'm not asking about just centimeters and meters. So what you need to do is you need to take this relationship, and now instead of squaring it like we've done in previous problems, we're now going to cube it, which is fine. Okay. So 1 cubed is 1, so 1 centimeter cubed equals, okay, 10 to the negative second cubed. So I'm going to rewrite this just so it's easy for you to see. Remember, if you raise an exponent to an exponent, you actually end up multiplying the exponents. So you might be tempted to say 10 to the negative 5th. It's not. You multiply 2 by 3, so that is going to be 10 to the negative 6th. And your units are meters cubed. Okay, now I'm going to plug in my values. 1 centimeter cubed is 10 to the negative 6th meters cubed. So my final answer, I'm going to take 4.5 times 10 to the negative 6th, and I'm going to divide it by 10 to the negative 6th. And if you notice, those actually, the 10 to the negative 6's cancel, and you end up with just 4.5, and my units are centimeters cubed. Let's double check units and sig figs. 4.5 has 2 sig figs. 4.5, 2 sig figs. Centimeters cubed are my units. And I am good to go. Okay. let's look at the next example. Okay, how many pounds does 2 kilograms of cheese weigh? So I have 2.00 kilograms. That's my given. Okay, let's look at the units I'm given to figure out where I'm going to go, because I know I want to get out of kilograms, but where am I going to go exactly? Okay, so kilograms to pounds is my goal. So I've got that relationship right there. Okay, 1 kilogram is 2.205 pounds. Okay, so I'm going to just plug in my units and then I'll plug in the relationship. Kilograms goes on bottom. I want to get into pounds, so I'm going to put pounds on top. Okay, and just as a refresher, there are 2.205 pounds in 1 kilogram. Okay, so what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to take 2 kilograms and I'm going to multiply by 2.205. So the unrounded value that I get is 4.41. My units are pounds. Okay, let's double check sig figs and make sure I have the correct number of sig figs. Okay. 2.00, because there's a decimal present, I'm going to count from left to right. So my first significant digit is a 2. I can start counting on a 2, so that's 1, 2, 3 sig figs. 4.41 has 3 sig figs as well. So that is an acceptable answer. Okay. Let's look at the next one. How many inches are in 1.00 kilometers? So I have 1.00 kilometers, that's my given. And I need to figure out how I'm going to get into inches. I don't think I have a direct relationship like I did in the previous problem. So let's look. All right, I know the relationship between kilometers and meters, right? Because this is the same thing as saying 1 kilometer equals 10 to the third meters. Okay. Awesome. I also know the relationship between centimeters and inches. So you might be saying, oh, okay, kilometers, I could go from kilometers to meters, and then to get into inches, I'd have to be in centimeters. So I could go then from kilometers to meters. I know the relationship between meters and centimeters, and now I know the relationship between centimeters and inches. So if you're wondering, is this really going to be a 3-step problem? The answer is yes, it is. So let's do it. I'm going to write out all of the relationships up above here just to remind us of them. So 1 kilometer equals 10 to the third meters. I also know that 1 centimeter equals 10 to the negative second meters. And the last relationship that I gave you was 2.54 centimeters equals 1 inch. All right, so let's use those and get me into inches. So I'm going to put kilometers on bottom to get out of that unit. And I'm first going to get into meters because I know that relationship. I don't want to stop there though, because I don't want to be in meters, I want to be in inches. So I'm going to get out of meters, and I'm going to get myself into, well, what do I know the relationship between meters and, well, centimeters. Again, I don't want to stop there because I don't want to be in centimeters, I want to be in inches. So yes, it's a 3-step problem. I'm going to get out of centimeters, and now I'm going to get into inches. Now I can put all of the relationships that I just wrote into the problem. So I know that there are 10 to the third meters in a kilometer. I know that 1 centimeter is 10 to the negative second meters. And I know that 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. So when I do the math for this, I'm going to take 1, multiply by 10 to the third, divide by 10 to the negative second, and then divide by 2.54. And the answer I get unrounded is 3.93700, and I'm just going to stop because it's not going to be that many sig figs, times 10 to the fourth. Okay, so let's figure out units and let's figure out sig figs. First, let's figure out sig figs. 1.00, there is a decimal present. So I'm going to count from left to right. Leftmost number is a 1, so 1, 2, 3 sig figs. Okay, so 3.93, I want 1, 2, 3 sig figs. The 7 does round the 3 up, So I've got 3.94 times 10 to the 4th, and I am in inches. Let's make sure this answer makes sense. 1 kilometer is a pretty decent distance, right? It's 1,000 meters. Does it make sense that the number of inches would be a very large number, 10 to the 4th? Yeah, because the unit inch, is very small compared to a kilometer. So that answer definitely does make sense.